Hello students, Jai Swaminarayan. I am Professor Urvish Mewada, HOD Electrical Department, Sri Swaminarayan Institute of Technology, Bhat, Gandhinagar. I am the subject matter of Power System 2 subject which is in the 5th semester Electrical Engineering, and GTU subject code of this subject is 3150911. Students, we have discussed chapter number 2 in last lecture, and we have finished the last topic in chapter number 2. Chapter number 2 was representation of power system components, and the last topic that we have discussed, that is operating characteristics of the synchronous machine and a related example to the operating characteristics. So today we are going to start with the fresh chapter 4, that is symmetrical fault analysis. So before we start the symmetrical fault analysis chapter, we are going to I'm going to introduce the what is actually a symmetrical fault, and why these symmetrical faults are important for the analysis. So let us start with the introduction in this, that is topic number 1 for the chapter number 4, and this is our lecture number 1 for the unit number 4. So basically symmetrical faults that are mainly caused in power system, say accidentally, through the insulation failure. So how this insulation will get failed? So whenever the load of the power system fluctuates, and sudden current demand will change, so that the conductors will get heated up, and that will deteriorate the property of quality of the insulation, and after certain time insulation will get failed, and also failure of the equipment also, and the flash over of say lines initiated by the lightning strokes or through the accidental faulty operation. So whenever any fault occur, say line to line fault, line to ground fault, so in power system mainly such kind of faults occurs. So whenever whenever such type of faults occur, at that time the current through the conductor will change, and due to the lightning strikes on the transmission system or power system where the equipments are say mounted. So at that point the contingency of the voltage, or we can say fluctuation of the voltage and current, will get harm the power system. So due to that the major or severe fault can occur. So disconnecting of the faulty part of the system by means of circuit breakers. Generally we use the circuit breakers for the isolation of such faulty parts from the healthy system, and that operated by the protective relaying, because relay will sense the such kind of fluctuations of the voltage and current due to any kind of faulty condition, and that will give signal to the circuit breakers, and circuit breakers will get operated, and circuit breaker mainly isolate the faulty part from the healthy system, so that the other system cannot be affected because of the faulty portion of the power system. And it is necessary to protect against the flow of heavy short circuit current. So for proper choice of circuit breakers, we should study this symmetrical fault analysis, because this symmetrical fault analysis describes the selection of the circuit breakers and the relaying, because as we calculate the fault level, or we can say fault current on, and fault level of the means voltage level of this fault through the symmetrical fault analysis, then we can decide the value of the circuit breaker after this analysis. And most of the system faults are say not three-phase fault, but faults involving online to ground, or occasionally two lines to ground. So these faults are say very often occur in the power system, but say line to line and triple line to ground faults are very rare. And through the symmetrical faults are rare, the fault leads to most severe fault current. So whenever such such fault occurs and symmetrical fault occurs, that will cause the a heavy current flow in the say transmission line and power system, and that can harm the whole system if it is not resolved, or it is not recovered through the protecting system. And the synchronous generators during the short circuit has the say characteristics time varying behavior, because whenever any such kind of fault occur and the generator is delivering power, so whenever such kind of fault occur, then generator will get heavily loaded or heavily and that will become suddenly unloaded, so that can harm the synchronous machine. And in the event of say short circuit, the flux per pole undergoes dynamic change. So due to that which is associated with the transients, and that transient that occur in the damper and the field winding of the machine, so that it will completely harm the machine, and machine may get into the shutdown. So we need to calculate the symmetrical fault means we need to study the symmetrical fault analysis, and through the symmetrical fault analysis we can select the protecting device accordingly, and we can protect our system from the heavy faulty conditions. So let us discuss what is actually a fault. So a fault is any undesired, because we are not expecting that fault will occur, so it is undesired or unwanted condition, and it is known as the fault. So these are some common reasons of the fault occurrence. So first is lightning stroke. So whenever the lightning strikes, that will travel through the, because the conductors we use in the transmission systems are the bare conductor, so for the overhead line. So whenever the lightning strikes on the overhead line, so current will travel through that conductor once unless it is grounds to the unless it is grounded. So until it grounds, it transfer to the conductor which are on the transmission system, and that heavy current could harm the means that can increase the I square R losses of the system, and that can also harm the whole system. Also the thunderstorms which can affect the insulation of the material of the conducting material. Also switching surges means whenever we perform the switching for the microsecond, or we can say for the initial time of switching, the current will go rise, and then after once it settle, so that period of that microsecond continuously switching of that period can means of that heavy peak current of for that particular time interval can harm the system. Also the tree falling on the line. So whenever the tree falls on the line, so that can be fall on two line, that can be cover a whole three lines, so that can generates the triple line to ground, then double line to ground. Or if the tree falls on the single conductor and conductor falls on the ground, then that will be the line to ground fault. Or we can say any kites stuck inside stuck in the transmission line, so that can also creates the fault. Also birds can cause the fault, like if we consider that a peacock having say long feather, and if two transmission lines are means there might be a chances of short circuit between two transmission line when that bird sat on the cable. So aircraft vehicle can also harm, earthquakes also harm. If earthquake occur, then the lines will may get ice means break, and it can be touched to the ground, so that can be create the line to ground fault. Also wind, ice and rain can also harm the system, and the deterioration of the insulation, aging means if we use the same transmission system for a long time, for a long time, then that will create the aging due to the switching, then lightning strike, and then the continuous change in the current and voltage. So that can harm the insulation, or we can say deterioration of the insulating property, or any monkey, reptile or snakes can create the fault. So these are the common causes, and means the this can create the fault for the in the transmission system. Now here we have some percentage of the means occurrence of the fault. So lightning strikes having the 12%, means throughout the year whatever the fault occurs, so 12% of faults is just because of the lightning. Then wind mechanical consideration is 20%, then the appliance failure is 20%, then switching to a fault, and then that is 20%, and miscellaneous ones, we can say tree falls on the transmission line, and because of the bird, so that is the 28% chances of such causes, such cause of the occurrence of the fault. And this are the equipments that we are facing the percentage of the fault. So overhead line mainly having the 50% of the fault, and wind mechanical consideration having 20% fault level, and appliance failure is 20%, switching to a fault, that is 20%, and miscellaneous, if tree, birds or etc strikes, that is 28%. So these are the causes, and the equipment means percentage failure throughout the year in the power system, or it is the percentage level of different type of fault causes, and the equipment will get damage, means chances of damage in the equipment with just because of the occurrence of the fault. Now the types of fault, basically triple line, symmetrical faults are triple line and triple line to ground. These are the symmetrical fault, and unsymmetrical fault are the line to ground, then double line, then double line to ground, then double line and third ground. So these are the unsymmetrical faults, and the chances of these faults are, say, line to ground faults are 70%, double line faults are 15%, double line to ground is 10%, and double line or line to ground fault is 2 to 3%, and triple line to grounds are 2 to 3%, and triple line faults are 2 to 3%. So for this 2 to 3% means chances of the occurrence of fault, we are calculating the symmetrical fault analysis, and from that we can use a proper protecting devices to protect our system from this severe condition. So let us discuss the summary of say short circuit means study is one of the basic power system analysis problem. So whenever it is also known as the fault analysis, and when a fault occurs in power system, the bus voltage reduces and large current flows in the line. So such severe currents can may damage the equipment. Hence the faulty section should be isolated from the rest of the network immediately. This is the summary of what we study in the introduction of the symmetrical fault. So this can achieved by providing the relay and circuit breaker, because we need to isolate our system from the such heavy currents to get damage. And the calculation of current in network elements for different types of fault occurring at different locations is called the short circuit study, and so the result obtained from the short circuit study are used to find the relay setting and the circuit breaker rating. So short circuit study describes the level of the fault current, and from that we can describe the we can select the proper circuit breaker and the protecting device for our system, so which are essential for the power system protection. So this is the introduction of symmetrical power system. So let us discuss the transient on a transmission line. So generally symmetrical short circuit in say synchronous machine, the selection of the circuit breaker for a power system depends not only upon the current, the breaker is to carry under a normal operating condition, but also upon the maximum current it may have to carry the say momentarily, and the current it may have to interrupt at the voltage of line in which it is placed. So in order to approach the problem of calculating the initial current, we need to study the behavior of the synchronous generator when it is short circuited. And when an AC voltage is applied suddenly across say series RL circuit, the current which flows has two components. First is steady state sinusoidal varying component of the constant amplitude, and second is the non-periodic and exponentially decaying with a time constant. So decaying time constant, so of the L by R ratio of the system, which is also referred as the DC component of the current. So the initial value of DC component of current depends on the magnitude of AC voltage when the circuit is closed. And a similar but more complex phenomena occur when the short circuit occurs suddenly across the terminals of the synchronous machine. So a good way to analyze the effect of three-phase short circuit at the terminals of previously say unloaded generator is to be taken an oscillogram of the current in one phase upon the occurrence of the such fault. And since the voltage generated in the phase of three-phase machine are say displaced 120 electrical from each other, so the short circuit occurs at different points on the voltage wave of each phase. For this reason, the unidirectional or DC transients components of current is different in each phase, and if the DC component of current is eliminated from the current of each phase, the short circuit current plotted versus time will be discussed like this. So the first is the certain simplifying assumptions that we need to make for the calculation of the transient on the transmission line. So first is the line is fed from the constant voltage source. So this is the voltage source which is applying to the transmission line and short circuit model of the line. So over here we are providing the short circuit with the help of this switch. We have R and L series circuit, across which we are applying the AC voltage, and we are by closing this switch we can perform the short circuit of the say model of the transmission line. And short circuit take place when the line unloaded. So whenever the line is unloaded, at that time short circuit is take place. And the third is line capacitance is negligible. So this is the consideration of line capacitance between double line to or we can say line to line and line to ground. So this is the these are the assumptions which we made to calculate the transients on the transmission line. And the line can be represented by the lumped RL series circuit. That's why we have drawn this circuit like this. And this figure describes the short circuit is assumed to take place at t is equal to 0 time. So at that time we consider that the short circuit is occur in the system, and the parameter alpha controls the instant on the voltage wave when the short circuit is occur. So for that we have the certain derivation. So it is known from the circuit theory that current after short circuit is composed of two part, that is first is steady state current that I already explained. So steady state current can be described, so I is nothing but the V by Z, so it is root 2 into V by Z sine omega t plus alpha, and this is the theta, means the angle at which the current we can say angle bit across the voltage and current of the transmission line, or we can say this is the power factor angle. Now from that we can write the impedance equation, as we know that impedance is the combination of the whatever the RLC components are present in the circuit. So that will be R square plus omega square L square, and for that we need to find out the theta. So theta will be tan inverse of omega omega L by R. So that we already studied in we can say impedance triangle. From the impedance triangle we can write this equation. And second method, second current, that is, first was the steady state current and second is the transient current. So the total current I is the combination of steady state and the transient current. So I is equal to Is plus It. So this is the equation of the total current which is flowing through this circuit. Now it is such that I as at 0, because we have considering this occurrence of the fault or short circuit at the t is equal to 0 time. So I is at 0 is equal to Is at 0 plus It at 0 is equal to 0, being an inductive circuit that it decaying corresponding to the L by R, because we are considering the L by R ratio. That the plot describe this is the angle difference between this two V and Is. So this is the means power factor angle, and this is the alpha operator, or that occurs only when sudden short circuit occur. And for that we can write the equation that is that we have already written, root 2 V by Z mod Z into sine theta minus alpha. So this is the we can say difference of angle due to the say decaying of the L by R. And a plot of say Is It, this is the Is and It, and say I is equal to Is plus It, which is shown in this figure. Now let us discuss. This is the diagram. For that, current is decaying from initial time to after certain time. As as time passes, It will decrease. So again this the equation that we write for the current for say transient current, that is root 2V by mod Z sin theta minus alpha. So for that we can plot the resultant of the above two waveforms. So for over here you can see that initially the maximum momentary current IMM is having more peak compared to the time at which the current settle after the transient. So over here you can see that the magnitude or peak is quite larger than compared to the point at which the current settles. So this is the point at which we have that I is equal to Is plus It. So this is the current including the transient which is occur due to the short circuit of the transmission system. So this is the plot which describes initially the current peak is having a large amplitude, and then after certain time, once this type of fault we can say minimize, the current will get settled down after the transient, and that will become the fundamental signal of the system. Now from that we can write this equation, It transient is equal to, this is the current which is described, that the transient current, and just because of the decaying of R by L circuit. So for that we can write the exponential equation of this I transient is minus Is at 0 time E is equal to minus R by LT. So we have the values of this, so we can write the value of Is is equal to minus root 2V by mod Z sin alpha minus theta, because we have the alpha operator which suddenly occur whenever the short circuit or such kind of fault occur. So alpha minus theta and e raised to minus r by lt. So the equation after the solution of this, so root 2v mod z sin theta minus alpha e raised to minus r by lt. So thus the short circuit current is given by I is equal to root 2v mod z sin omega t plus alpha minus theta and root 2v z sin theta minus alpha e minus r by l by t. So I is nothing but the symmetrical short circuit current and the addition of the DC offset current, or we can say Is plus It. So these two are the equation of Is and It. From that we can write we can find out the short circuit current of the system whenever the such such kind of fault occur. So in power system terminology, the sinusoidal steady state current is called the symmetrical short circuit current, and the current and the unidirectional transient component is called the, say, DC offset current, so which causes the total short circuit to be say unsymmetrical till the transient decays. So this once the transient decays and settle, at that time we will have the normal means we will get the normal full current. And from that from this study we can describe the value of short circuit current. So this is I is the Is plus It, and from the value of this current we can select the appropriate protecting device for our power system for the protection. Now the maximum momentary current that we need to calculate, that is corresponding to the first peak that we already discussed, that initially IMM having the maximum peak, so that is root 2 V mod Z sine theta minus alpha plus root 2 V by Z. So the it is the decay of the transient in short time is neglected, so that's why we have considered IMM over here. And sine since the transmission line resistance is small, so theta is equal to 90 degrees, so can we can put theta is equal to 90 over here. So IMM will be root 2V and sine 90 will become cos alpha and root plus root 2V by Z. So it has the maximum possible value for alpha is equal to 0, the short circuit occurring when the voltage wave is going through the 0. So IMM is the maximum possibility that at that point where the means signal of the current will having the maximum peak, that is maximum possible IMM means current, that is 2 into root 2 V by mod Z. So this is the twice the maximum of symmetrical short circuit current, or we can say it is the doubling effect in the whenever the fault occurs. So this is the value of say maximum momentary current that we can calculate with the help of symmetrical fault analysis. And for the selection of the circuit breaker, the momentary short circuit current is taken corresponding to the maximum possible value. So this is the parameter that we consider while we select the circuit breaker for the power system whenever the symmetrical fault occurs. And it means that when the current is interrupted, at that time the DC offset IC has not yet died but out, and so the coupling so the computing the value the DC offset at the time of interruption, this would be highly complex in small network. So that's why the symmetrical short circuit current alone is calculated, and therefore the figure is then increased by multiplying factor to take in account of the DC offsets that we already discussed. So this is the your topic number 1 and 2. So after your this topic of chapter number 4, you have the worksheet question, what is the fault, second is what are the reason for the fault occurrence and the types of faults, and the third is what do you mean by transient in the power system. And you have the assignment question, that is explain transient on the transmission line in the power system. So basically this are the worksheet question and assignment question of your after your presentation, and related instructions which are means written below this worksheet question and assignment question. Please read it carefully, and you can take the snap of this slide, and if you have any doubt or any query after this topic, then we can discuss your doubts and topics in our doubt solving session. Also feel free to call me to solve your doubts related to this topic. So thank you very much, student. Thank you all. Jai Swami Narayan.